6. Interventions are individualized and foster developmental competence. All interventions have generic or universal aspects. For instance, one wants to create opportunities to build teen and parental competence in sessions and in between sessions as well. But interventions must be personalized. They are tailored, individualized to each person and situation. The family's background, history, style, language, and experiences are dimensions on which we customize interventions. 7. Planning and flexibility are two sides of the same therapeutic coin. Case formulations are works in progress. There's no correct or incorrect. They guide ongoing treatment and rely on day-to-day feedback about their usefulness. Interventions are processes. They're modified constantly on the basis of closely read feedback. The success, modified success, or failure of interventions that we attempt. 8. Treatment is stage-oriented and continuity is stressed. Particular standard operations, for example, adolescent engagement and theme formation, parts of a session, whole sessions, stages of therapy, and therapy overall, are conceived and organized in stages. Continuity, linking pieces of therapeutic work, is critical. Each session is one piece that's woven together into a seamless whole. Similarly, there's a weaving together of the parts of treatment and an active attempt by the therapist to maintain continuity and build linkages between sessions. 9. The therapist's responsibility is emphasized. Therapists promote participation and enhance motivation of all relevant persons. Create a workable agenda and clinical focus. Provide thematic focus and consistency throughout treatment. Prompt behavior change. Evaluate with the family and extrafamilial others the ongoing success of interventions, and revise interventions as necessary. 10. The therapist's attitude is fundamental to success. Therapists advocate for adolescents and parents. They are neither child savers nor unidimensional, tough love proponents. Therapists are optimistic, but not naive or Pollyannish about change. Their sensitivity to environmental or societal issues stimulates ideas about interventions rather than reasons for why problems began or excuses for why change is not occurring. As instruments of change, therapists know that their personal functioning can facilitate or restrict their work. MDFT treatment is broken down into 3 phases. Phase 1 establishes alliances, makes assessments, and sets goals. Phase 2 facilitates change. Phase 3 helps the case adapt to a new reality and way of life. Working relationships are fundamental to the success of MDFT, and Phase 1 begins by establishing those alliances. The therapist builds alliances with the adolescent, parents, other family members, and important extrafamilial others at school, juvenile court, or sometimes other treatment providers. Therapists work hard to win the cooperation of the individuals who can be mobilized to reorganize the teen's daily environment. During Phase 1, a multi-systemic assessment occurs. It surveys 4 areas: adolescent, parents, family interaction, and then interaction with family members and their influential colleagues. Assessment involves the therapist observing how family members interact and the role each plays in the adolescent's life. Each person is met with individually in the first session or 2 to clarify everyone's view of the problem. The therapist asks the teen to recount his or her life story. This helps engage the teen in the treatment process and gathers information about the teen's drug abuse, how the problem developed over time, as well as family history, peer relationships, school and legal problems, and important life events. Therapists also inquire about the adolescent's health and lifestyle issues, including sexual behavior. Co-occurring disorders are also identified. Parental assessment evaluates the parent's strengths and weaknesses in terms of knowledge, skills, and general parenting style. Their beliefs and emotional connection to their child are also examined. The family's interactions are observed and reviewed. Finally, the assessment of extrafamilial influences involves gathering information from all sources relevant to the teen's life. This information is combined with the adolescent and family reports to compile the fullest possible picture of each individual's functioning relative to the external systems and current circumstances. The information gathered in Phase 1, which includes identifying risk and protective factors, is used to create a therapeutic blueprint for your work. The blueprint is a case formulation, a multi-systems understanding of the youth, his or her family, and social circumstances. The case formulation makes sense of the substance abuse and other problem behavior. It puts these behaviors in a context, including a developmental context. Case formulations are not carved in stone. They're working documents that organize a therapist, make sense of the problems in developmental and ecological terms, and above all, reveal interventions. The interventions foster strengths and facilitate the youth's and family's protective or problem-countering capacities. The blueprint should be practical. It's a plan about what is needed and how to intervene in MDFT's 4 domains: adolescent, parent, family, and extrafamilial. Individual goals for treatment are specified. We help the parents and teen articulate what can make treatment personally meaningful to each of them. With the adolescent, for instance, we generate hope and attend to the youth's personal experience and evaluation of his or her life. These goals work interactively with those that focus on stopping drug use and changing to a non-drug using lifestyle. Phase 1 goals for the parents focus on improving parenting skills. This is critically important since most parents at this point have lost motivation or faith in their ability to raise and influence their teen. Goals may include improving parenting communication and improving parenting practices, such as monitoring. But the primary pathway to changing parenting practices is first to reestablish the emotional concern that a parent feels when their child is in trouble. From this concern comes a renewed connection and investment. It's the experiencing of these feeling states and new conclusions that potentiate motivation and capacity to focus on effective parenting and family management.